Hi, and welcome to a monthly tarot reading. It's been quite a while, almost a year, maybe a little bit more than a year since I've done a video reading. So, and that was because there was no flow to it. And today, for I'm sure a whole bunch of cosmic reasons that I don't really need to completely understand, but I know that I'm being urged to do a video reading today to see what the month of February is just might be all about. And oftentimes with the tarot, it's a thing that prepares us for the future. And it's not that it's written in stone because there's a realm of infinite possibilities and energy is everything. So sometimes just by knowing that things are going to change for us in our lives, it makes it a little bit easier for us to make it through those points in our life of change. So I'm going to put these into 3 piles and let's see what the tarot has to say. So as we begin the month, we have the 6 of Cups. And in harmony and balance is what February truly is all about, bringing us into remembering what our heart is for. Why are we on this planet? And it's about experiencing the vibration of love. And with all the cups, cups symbolize love. And the harmony right now that is available to us, again, it's about us just changing our focus as to where we really truly wish to see. We create our own reality. Cups can be also seen as wishes and dreams of flowing and relationships of harmony and love. So as we start the month, that's definitely a background theme for all of us as we continue to keep working forward. And at the same time, we have the 8 of Cups. And it's also sharing with the 8 of Cups that all of those things from the past that no longer serve us. Um, it could be stuff from high school, it could be stuff from childhood, it could be stuff from just 3 or 4 days ago. As we keep moving forward with these new vibrational vibrations on the planet, it is about us shedding our old skin and understanding what lessons we've learned along the way and how can we become our best version of ourselves. And by letting go of things that no longer serve us and working through all those feelings that sometimes are uncomfortable to go through, that allows us to keep finding the harmony that February wishes to share with us. And the next card we have is the Queen of Swords. And just continuing on about sharing, letting go, she wishes for all of us to stand in our power and not give it away, but find our own boundaries. But in that same space, finding love. And by seeing what we see and feeling what we feel, it is about understanding to drop the notions that we have, drop our eyes to our heart and live our life through our heart. And I learned that a long time ago in a gathering. It was it hit me hard when I read that or I heard that. And so it stuck with me for a long, long time. And I really do believe that. And following the Queen of Swords with her sturdiness, etc., we have the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man is also presenting upside down like the Queen of Swords. And the hangman, when we're looking at him, he's telling you that everything that you need really truly is right there in front of you for whatever journey you're wishing to go on, whatever it is. Your next steps are there, and it's about you understanding that your source, your God, your Buddha, whatever you wish to believe is up there helping us, is there to help you. They're not there to harm you, they're not there to punish you. They're there to drop hints for us. So as we learn to set our boundaries within love, within life, within relationships, within fear, even it's time to let go of all that fear and find your boundaries as to what really is real about your fear and what is created. And again, it's all about self-discovery. And the hangman is any time that you wish to, what he's sharing with us, well, I'll show you the card again. if I put him this way, make sure I hit it the right way, you can see that, his hands aren't tied. He can get out of that situation anytime he wants to. So holding on to things that no longer serve us from the past, especially, and even holding on to dreams and wishes that are so confined that how could any angel, God, Buddha, etc., help us create something that is so defined? And just by understanding that our angels, our guides, source, they can see the whole picture. And for us to not really pay attention to that is kind of silly. I mean, in my own life, the same thing. It took a long time for me to understand what that connection was. And when you truly understand what your higher self and your connection to Source is there to guide you. And it is about us learning to slow down and pay attention. And the hangman is reminding us that we can step forward anytime we wish to. It's all our choice, and it always has been our choice, and it always will be our choice how we live our lives. And the next card that's coming up is the Sun card. And as we continue this little story here, it's sharing with us as we go through those little changes within ourselves, whatever it is, that all of us are on a different journey, but we're all going to end up at the same place. We all have a different soul purpose on the planet and karma to resolve, and all that stuff that comes together is different for every soul on this planet. So we're here to support each other through the difficult times as well as the good times. And the good times are coming as a force of light and love, if you want to look at it that way, and living in Creator's beam of love is another way to look at it. As we continue to walk that light, walk that path, it allows others to see that it does work and that you can find happiness and joy in so many different ways than the ways it has been presented to us in the past. So I'm going to carry on to the next little pile of cards and see where it takes us next. The first card that comes up is the Ace of Swords. And new beginnings, again, as we talking about boundaries in the last pile, as we set those new boundaries, as we set those new goals. We just had a beautiful new moon a couple days ago, and setting your intention for the next month and how you wish that month to go for you. It can just be little things, however that is, eating healthy, drinking enough water, anything that works, or I want to go walking more often. There's so many different things that you can put out there that you wish to accomplish in this month. And it could be about relationships. Set it out there, set the boundaries of how you wish it to be, and work your way toward that. And little by little, as you begin to open your heart and allow the change to happen for you, to feel the feelings that perhaps we're too uncomfortable to feel before. Feel the feelings, and what that will do is it will help you to create new boundaries, new relationship, new beginnings in regards to so many things in your life. And especially, it depends what you're manifesting. What are you working toward for your next month? And then the next card that came up is the Page of Wands, and he's upside down. And now, and the card that came after that is the Temperance card. So with the Page of Wands, pay attention to younger people that may come into your life. Young and naive, but also full of truth and knowledge. And listen to what young people have to say. There are some very wise elders in those little bodies. And oftentimes, the naivety of what comes out of a child's mouth is an answer for your questions about life, about purpose, about the universe. And the Temperance card is kind of backing up that the angels, guides, whatever you, again, whatever you believe in. And there is an energy there that is there to help us. We incarnated on this earth to learn soul lessons. And we're here to learn what love is. Yes, all different types of love, because there are so many different types. And the young ones that come in, they already know what love is. They understand it. Look in those beautiful little eyes of the children that are being born, and you can see their light. You can see that their souls are so pure and beautiful. And your angels and guides are there to help you answer questions, to help guide you. And a lot of times we have to let go of our ego in that fact of understanding that, oh my gosh, I've heard that voice my whole life. And now I have to acknowledge that that is the voice of my higher self. And that's when you can hear or have conversations with somebody who sounds like you in your own mind. I know that might sound a little crazy, but it is what it is. Then we're going to carry on. We have the 10 of Cups upside down, which is just as good of a card as the Sun card. And with it being upside down and there just being a new moon in our wishes and dreams, as we wish forward for whatever we want in our life or whatever we wish for, and it's not a need and it's not really a want, it's how can I be living my best life? How can I live my dreams? And that's really what we're here to figure out, is how can I just live and be happy with no stress, no drama. And it is there. It really truly is. And it is, again, about us choosing what we wish to look for, what we wish to look at, and what we wish to pay attention to. What's important to you? And there are no right or wrong answers in this. Again, every soul is on its own journey. And then we have the Page of Pentacles. And there's a whole bunch of things coming into my head here. With the Page of Pentacles, pay attention again to even pets, animal spirits, things like that that are trying to guide you or show you or leave you a message, a reminder oftentimes. And even as far as when it's about love and things like that. And the next card that came up is the Four of Cups. And oftentimes when we're going through, let's say, feeling those emotions and having those memories of things that happened in the past, and you really only have to resolve your own feelings about that. The other person has to do their own journey. And perhaps it's bothering them and perhaps it's not, but it's about you having to let go of and deal with yourself. So oftentimes when we get stubborn with that, I don't want to acknowledge that about myself, because that's what this journey is all about. Always has been, always will be. It's about ourselves. And not refusing the love or the information or the guidance, and being stubborn within that, thinking that, nope, I'm not going to open myself up anymore because I didn't like the feelings of it. And again, we're here to learn to love and to learn what that feeling of unconditional love is within each of our souls. And then I will carry on to the last pile. This is going to be a fun month of ups and downs of the heart. But the faster and the easier that you just kind of understand it, the faster and the easier it is to assimilate it and just understand, oh, okay, I have all these feelings going through my head today, thoughts and things like that, and they're upsetting me. Why are they upsetting you? Because they're coming up for you to deal with, to reconcile. And oftentimes, if just by looking at the situation and understanding your part of it versus the other person, that's really sometimes all it's about. And acknowledging your part in the healing. And that's where healing begins. And as we get rid of, there's wonderful breath work and things that you can do. One of my favorite things to share with people is, when you're feeling those feelings, is as you inhale, breathe in butterflies. And when you exhale, Breathe out the BS, however you want to look at that, and let go of what no longer serves you. And oftentimes that will help to keep your body in a higher vibration and not let yourself sink into those places that make you angry. And again, it's all about your soul journey. And then we come to the next card. There's lots of majors here. The major arcana and tarot are direct messages from source, creator, however, again, you wish to look at that. We have the strength card, and it's upside down. And as we all go through all these interesting, fun changes of vibration, and it is vibration of the planet that is pushing us all to shift. And interesting things will be happening for each person as they continue to become consciously aware of everything in their surroundings. And with the strength card, it is often about us facing our own fears, because there really are only two emotions on the planet, love and fear. And you can see as she's reaching into the lion's mouth, and she also, I'm going to turn it right side up for everybody to see. And you can see that the infinity symbol is there. So the energy is flowing in balance and harmony. And it's upside down for a lot on the planet right now. And it is about finding the strength to find your boundaries and moving forward with all these little things that are going to be presented to every soul in its own way. And that's the beauty of it all. We all get presented with our lessons, our difficulties, our pains, our traumas, our love, our bliss. All of that comes individually for each of us. It's not the same for everybody. So as we flow with the changes, the Two of Swords comes up, and it's about taking the blindfolds off and actually maybe peeking just a little bit and opening up the heart, because the swords are across the heart. And it's about opening up the heart as well, because oftentimes as we slow down and deal with ourselves, because that's really all we have to deal with in our life is ourselves first and foremost. As we do that, we learn to take those blinders off and open our hearts. Life flows in a different way. And that again is all what the strength card is saying. You have to be brave. And little by little, no one says you have to do this overnight, but you can. And again, it's all about choice. And it's all about you letting go of what no longer serves you. I think I've said that a whole lot of times, and that's just what keeps coming through. As we work through this, and this is everybody on the planet, it can be very tiring. So as the month goes on and you're working through all these emotions and you're feeling happy one minute, sad the next, but all in all, you are starting to feel better, you're feeling lighter and things like that, because that's how, as we go through our healing process, we feel. So make sure with this card is reminding it's about rest and relaxation. These people aren't dead, but we have to take care of ourselves. And taking care of ourselves really does mean eating whole good foods and drinking liquids that are nourishing for your body, and trying to stay away from as much processed food as you can. And all of those things contribute to our feelings of not being good enough, and all that lower vibrational things that the processed food does bring along with that, along with a whole bunch of other things. We'll just leave that at that. And the next card that comes up is the Devil. And as we go through our soul journey, oftentimes we are tempted by the darker side of life. And that could be anything from addictions to wanting to break rules, to being rebellious, um, whatever it is that wants us to be rebellious. That is just part of our nature. But it is also a part of our soul. And maybe, for depending again on your journey, it might be a part that needs to be tamed or to be left untouched or undisturbed. And oftentimes, as we go through these healing processes of letting go of emotions and things like that, we have to let go of so many different kinds of things. We have to act them out. And just by catching yourself and saying, "Oh, I'm only doing this because I'm upset," or "I'm only doing this because I need this break," or whatever that is, know that those energies come up as we go through our healing process. And oftentimes they're called the dark night of the soul because you're miserable, you're angry, you're happy, but you're more pissed off at yourself. And all those things that happen as you go through that dark night of the soul, they are because it just is. And it's a process of evolution as we work through our own emotions. And the next card that came up is the Nine of Pentacles. And for as we go through all these beautiful changes and shift our frequency to a higher vibration, we're rewarded on so many different fronts. It doesn't always mean that it's monetary abundance, but there could be abundance of wealth. Of, I want to say, fruit, things like that. I'm looking at the card and I'm seeing money and fruit. It could also be food and things like that, friendships, abundance of laughter, abundance of love from the four-leggeds. Whatever is good for your soul, there's an abundance there. As we go through the dark night of the soul, there's sun and there's light and there's beautiful things. And again, your journey goes as slow or as fast as you choose it to be. It's all in your hands. And then we get the Five of Wands and beautiful karmic battles just to share with the story of this third pile. And what I mean by that is the karmic battles. We all came in here to resolve some kind of karma. And again, it's all about consciousness and evolution, how we understand what karma is. Why does this keep happening? Why does the same thing keep happening to me to people? Is because there's something there for them to resolve. If the same situation has been coming up for years, different people, same situation, there's some karma to be resolved there for that soul. And oftentimes it's a battle. So that's what this is talking about. Again, just a reaffirmation of what this whole pile has said about moving on, getting rid of. I mean, it's been through all these piles, really. Um, Getting rid of what doesn't serve us because there's so much more and beautiful things coming. And the last card that I'm going to read is going to be the Ace of Wands, and it's upside down. And the Ace of Wands, or let's go to Wands first. Ace is all about new beginnings, and then the Wands are our connection to Source, our connection to the ethers, to the other worlds, however you wish to view that. There's so many different descriptions and ways. It's up to you to describe what makes sense for you. And as the vibration of the planet, of the universe changes, we change. And that's why we're being pushed to resolve our own emotions within our soul. So the Ace of Wands is sharing with us it's coming. And so all that intuitive stuff, if you thought maybe you were a little bit intuitive and you're working with that, be prepared because you will start seeing more things. You will start hearing more things. If you thought you were a little bit telepathic, you could be real telepathic in these next little while as the vibration changes because we're changing with it. And it's not about fear, it's about stepping forward with ease and grace. And all we have to do is ask for that beautiful boost of ease and grace to help us through those new parts of our journey. And I think that's it for this reading. And if you have any questions, do feel free to send me a private message. And if you'd like a reading, again, I do those as well. Send me a private message and we can discuss it. So have an amazing February and Namaste, my friends.